now that we're done talking about people who are transvestigating Hitler on X the Everything app, I think it's important that we talk about Dave Rubin. But first, we have to show fan art that either shows me with lemonade or piss. I know that Axo said it's lemonade only for $50,000. But this is, no. Said, okay, why is Twitch still trying to fucking charge me for a Ghost subscription I don't have? Necros are hot, Kobold still hate you. Jesus. Thank you, Axo, for the fan art. I appreciate it. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section. But we're going to look at the one that does not have the actual wording, and yeah, it's very specifically not piss. It's not piss at all. So it clearly says piss on the side of the jug. You're right. It does clearly say piss on the side of the jug. Ignore the other words that are on there. We're going full creationist now. We are quote mining this shit. Anyway, thank you very much for your fan art submission. I appreciate it. And now we are going to listen to Dave Rubin and the gays. Or, you know, Dave Rubin, who is gay. Let's take a listen.
I'm a big fan. I've been watching you since like all the way back in the Sam Harris era.
Oh yeah.
And then I remember you
softening me up. Okay.
No, you brought on like Stephen Molyneux, like the white nationalist, and I was like, this guy just loves ideas. He just loves all different types of ideas. I love that. But yeah, just wanted to talk right now.
Oh my God.
Love that.
So first of all, does Dave Rubin look a lot older now? Like, unnaturally older. Like, he's been aged more. Being conservative does that too. Being conservative makes you have Mar-a-Lago face eventually, I guess.
But yeah, just wanted to talk right now specifically about the difference between progressive values and the MAGA coalition.
Sure.
It seems to me that all of the ills that are attributed to wokeism are typically things that people find annoying. So people being overly, you know, policey about their pronoun usage or talking about specific groups that might seem extremely marginalized. That's what I typically hear from the right. I don't hear like a degradation of like society unless it's the far theocratic right.
So it's funny, I get called a conservative all the time. I actually happen to be a liberal in the truest sense of liberal.
Yeah, no, you're not. Sorry. So I know he's not because of a Dennis Prager clip. There is a clip from a conversation with Dennis Prager and Dave Rubin, where Dennis Prager specifically tells Dave Rubin that he needs to keep calling himself a liberal because he has more utility to their movement as a quote-quote liberal than he does as an actual conservative.
I want you to continue to say you're a liberal because you're of great use to good values.
Well, don't worry, I'm not doing it for your use of me. I'm doing it for myself.
No. It's like Christians who say to me, you know, oh, we would love you to come to Christ, but you are so valuable to us as a Jew when you defend us Christians. Yeah. And they're right. You are valuable in the best sense of the word.
He knows where his money comes from because they are both fed by Koch brother money. So he knows to tread that line. He will always correct somebody when they call him a conservative, despite the fact that he talks about conservative shit all the time, and that is the thing that he is obsessed with doing, and he sucks a lot of conservative dick. Not in that way, but also kind of in that way. I mean, he is afflicted with the gay, but he has to keep calling himself a liberal because the only utility he has is with the actual persona of disenfranchised liberal.
Unfortunate. Progressives are not liberal as a general rule of thought.
Yeah, for me,
progressives are not liberal as a general rule of thought. Actually, no, they are. They actually are. In the United States, most people who are liberal tend to be open-minded, tolerant of new ideas, and are unrestricted by tradition. That's what the word means. Now, there's other implications to it, like a like of capitalism that you can take from that as well, but that's a thing for another video. A liberal, by definition, is usually not conservative. They are usually progressive because they are unrestricted by tradition. I said we are liberal, but not liberals. Correct. In that way. Said is he gonna use the term classical liberal? You know what's really cool about the term classical liberal? It just means a much older version of it, which would, as the Overton window moves further to the left, make you that's the word for it, sort of, I don't know, man. Cuck?
I just feel like that type of like annoyance that wokeism presents to the world is a lot less dangerous than like, I don't know, the coalition that you're a part of that like condemns people for having children when they're in gay marriages, or says things like, you know, people that are of particular sexual orientations don't deserve the same equal rights. Well, would you say that that's something that's dangerous?
A coalition.
He's hitting him where it hurts because Dave Rubin's fucking gay.
Is going to have all sorts of people in it. So
it's like
MAGA, if we were talking
ideological diversity.
Yeah, if we were talking about what MAGA is, what I like about MAGA actually is that it's not a specific set of you have to believe this exact set, right? You have to believe these exact
some people in MAGA can
things.
believe like gay couples can have kids, and others can believe like that's degeneracy and those people need to be jailed.
Just see what they said about that pedophile couple that are trafficking kids. What's her name again?
Are you talking about Dave Rubin?
Oh, Dave Rubin. That's it.
Dave
Dave Rubin. Yeah. Coming soon, baby one. Where did they steal this kid from? That's two men. Well, two men are gay.
Yeah,
they can't have kids.
It's got to pop out first, and then that's when they snatch them.
Oh, that's when they steal it.
Yeah.
No?
So, you know that he's getting paid a lot of money, right? He has to be getting paid a lot of money. Because the only way you possibly could be okay with your allies saying that kind of shit about you without doing anything about it is if you were being paid a lot of money for that. Marcus in the chat says, Happy Pride Month. How many dudes did you suck off in celebration? None, because I'm not gay. But, you know, if you are and you want to suck off a bunch of dudes, go right ahead. Like, I'm not going to stop you. Just do yourself a favor and, you know, go to Planned Parenthood and get a test real quick to make sure that none of you have anything, and then suck off all the dudes you want. It's just, that's your prerogative. I am not going to stop you. Anywho.
That's when they steal it. But that's like plotting a crime right there. So somebody should probably do something about that.
Well,
those are like the difference of ideas.
Well, actually, the tough answer to that is yes.
The tough answer to that is I'm actually okay with these people who are trying to take my rights away because they give me money.
You want to talk about the trans issue sort of broadly, I want
to talk about the MAGA coalition
what I can
that
tell
claims
you,
to be
what I can
pro-individual liberty,
right.
yet wants to police the way that people express
But what are
themselves,
they doing?
That also wants to police people's bodies,
yeah.
that want to go after people specifically because they're...
What are they doing? They are switching the social zeitgeist to one that does not allow gay people or trans people to be a part of the conversation. They have to always be secondary to everybody else in the conversation. They're actively introducing legislation to prevent them from being able to utilize in vitro or utilize adoption in order to raise kids. They're actively introducing legislation to try to have separate forms of marriage that are seen as more valid than gay marriages, which was a thing introduced in Tennessee, which inadvertently tried to re-legalize child marriage, by the way, for those who remember when that was a problem. The MAGA coalition is actually doing a whole lot of those things. I can list off the things that they're doing. It's really easy to. There's also the trans bill tracker that can show you all of the things they're doing specifically against trans people and how many bills have been introduced per state to try to go after their rights to HRT, rights to bathrooms, rights to sports. There's a whole lot there, Davey. There's a whole lot there. We can do a whole video about every single one of them, but there are more bills introduced in Congress against trans people than there are days in a fucking year.
Ethnicity.
Right.
None of that should be
so
tolerated.
Donald Trump is in the middle of his second term. Gay marriage is here. It's passed. It's a just
then
cause.
Why are
I believe in individual rights.
Wait. You're friends with Michael Knowles, right?
Yeah.
So what's that coalition again called? I think it's like Less Equal. That's trying to actually get rid of Obergefell and overturn gay marriage rights. Does that not concern you?
Well, first off, I've never heard of that.
Was that not so erudite?
Get rid of Obergefell and overturn gay marriage rights?
I think that is.
Does that not concern you?
Well, first off, I've never heard of that specific organization, but Michael is part of. I just don't know what you're talking about. But what
you
I would
look it up right now.
What I would
it's
say
called
is
Less Than.
No,
and it's Lila Rose, Michael Knowles.
Right. Well, first off, Michael and I are friends, but there is a cap on our friendship. There actually
How are you
is.
friends with someone who doesn't want you to be in love, my man?
He doesn't want me to be in love. He's had dinner at my house with his wife. My husband cooked for him.
That's against God. So I want to have a word with him.
But think about what you're saying. Think about what I'm saying.
But what I want to say is,
your name. Wait. Hold on, champ. Hold on.
So, because you had a friend... Okay, so I've told this story many times. I'll tell it again. However, let me explain. that when you have a friendship with somebody who thinks that your existence is less than equal, there is going to be a point in time where that comes to blows. Unless, of course, one of you is being paid enough money to not think about that, JV. But no, I had a friend who I used to play D&D with, who, when he got really drunk, would say weird things about black people, but specifically when our black DM wasn't there. And he would say weird things about trans people, gay people, and my partner at the time, who needed to have their ovaries removed. He eventually, one day, said that they should have actually risked dying to have children because that was their job, functionally. And that relationships that have children are actually better than relationships that don't. Let's ignore the way that that actually hurts when you're a person who does want to have kids and raise them. Hi, here. Ignoring all that, telling somebody's partner that they should have actually just gotten themselves killed for the dice roll chance of having a child is really fucking stupid, but that is the situation that I got to deal with there. Yeah, Axel says I remember this. Yeah, I've told this story quite a few times. So I can tell you from experience that when you are hanging around a person who thinks that your method of living, your lifestyle, your personhood, all of that is up for debate, there is going to be a point in time where you come to blows. When we came to blows, I had to be restrained. Very glad his kids weren't in the house that night. There will come a point. The point of being friends with somebody who believes those things about you is to humanize yourself and by extension people like you to them so that they can or will one day change. But there's a limit. And without millions of dollars flooding into your pocket, I'm 95% certain you're gonna hit that limit at some point. Said Dave Rubin never gets to the point of coming to blows, where he gets to the point of blowing to cum. Said his kids, him having kids tracks. I kind of hope he does it now. No, he has kids. The reason that we came to blows that day, well, came to blows, neither of us laid a hand on each other. I just tried. The reason that happened was he literally said that his relationship was more meaningful and was better than mine because of the kids. So there will come a time for almost everybody here, if there is not something cushioning that bigotry, that will cause you to have a rift. This even happened to Blair White. If you remember, the reason Blair White and Steven Crowder stopped being friends years ago is that Steven Crowder refused to call her a woman. You know, Blair White, the one who is perfectly okay with a whole bunch of conservatives doing that to every trans person who's not her, put the line in the sand when it came to Crowder because the trans person was her. It's really weird remembering that that is a thing that even happens in conservative circles.
Champ, you know, in your world of how tolerant you are showing me you are, you're actually showing a remarkable amount of intolerance, because although I don't know...
Okay. Are we paradox of tolerancing, like a smart person? Or are we being an actual fucking idiot?
The group that you're talking about, Michael Knowles as a human being has been to my house, and my husband has cooked him lamb, and we have enjoyed evenings together and shared personal moments and all of those things. Now, do we agree on absolutely everything? Of course the answer to that is no. And if Michael or anyone else was trying to lead some organization that was going to go against my civil rights, well, that is where obviously we would have our difference of opinion.
You and your friend would have a difference of opinion. Okay. A video accompanying the announcement features a number of prominent far-right figures for the Greater Than movement, including Faust, Tony Perkins, Michael Knowles, spouting anti-LGBTQ dog whistles and transparently intended to evoke the specter of the false groomer narrative. Huh. Weird. That's weird. So that would be your line in the sand, Davey. That would be your line in the sand? That's weird. That's weird. That would be your line in the sand when your friend is part of a movement that is actively doing that thing that you say would be a line in the sand for you. It's almost like Dave Rubin's a liar A lying liar who lies. A person who has lies that trickle out of his mouth. A lot like... Anyway, so. Let's look at the greater than movement. It's the greater than movement. Not the less than movement, like I heard. Greater than. NC Family joins the Greater Than Coalition to reestablish the biblical definition of marriage. NC has joined Them Before Us, Family Research Council, Focus on the Family, Colson Center, the American Family Association, a lot of bigoted organizations. We are also joined by Leela Rose, Live Action, and Daily Wire's Michael Knowles. This is from NC Family Policy Council, a think tank organization that is allied with Greater Than. They specifically name him Davey. That's so cool. That's so neat. So that'd be your line in the sand, right? So you guys are going to be having a conversation about that after this, right? Right? Except you know that's not going to happen. That's definitely not going to happen. Anyway...
Of course,
David,
but I also respect people's religious beliefs. They're allowed to have their religious beliefs. Their religious beliefs are not allowed to legislate my life.
That's weird, because the MAGA movement directly uses the Bible as its cudgel to legislate people's lives. Davey. So that's your line in the sand when it comes to religion, Davey. But that's not your line in the sand, because you can claim that's your line in the sand all you want, but you're still in a coalition with those people who are actively fighting for your human rights to be stripped away. And every line in the sand you say you have is one they've fucking done already, and yet you aren't actually saying anything about that. God, you're so fucking stupid.
This is all very separate from the trans thing, which obviously I sense is going to come up a few more times.
I'll just say real quick, I'm not trying to come after you. I believe that you should have the full...
I'm also not trying to come after him. I'm going to be honest. I just nowhere near. I don't want to come anywhere near him.
Liberty to have the family of your choice.
Yeah.
But what I will say is I'm glad Michael treats you with respect individually when you guys are together. But when he goes in front of his platform and says that a video of two gay men having a child is the most disgusting thing that he's ever seen, which is a quote, you can look up the tweet. Michael said that that child is in one of the most dangerous situations he can think of, which is crazy to think of all the abusive parents that actually live in this society, regardless of sexual orientation. And you're going to look at a happy family and say this is...
Fact check. On April 16th, Michael Knowles posted on Twitter that a clip of two gay men in Nashville with the baby they had via surrogacy was the most horrifying video he's ever seen. April 17th, 2026. Davey? He has no principles. This man should never go near a school. Not because of the reasons that MAGA don't want him to go near a school, but because I think a school should at least have one principal, and this man lacks several.
Disgusting. That should feel like a violation.
Okay, so I didn't see that video, but if what you're asking me...
I didn't see it. I didn't know my friend did that. I didn't see that one. I didn't know about that. My guy, it's what he's known for. He said we should genocide the trans people. That is a thing he's known for, Davey. Fucking hell. Oh no, homophobia in my Pride Month? Look, as soon as Pride Month is over, we enter Wrath Month. And just, like, all the gays, it's open season at that point. That's the rules. I don't make them. Let's pull it up right now. Fucking hell. Said, Suris, once you... notice the trend you can't unnotice. I don't know about that. Is instantly thrown out as it's anything they don't want to talk about. They don't have talking points for, etc. Yeah, so these are the people who generally come to conversation with a notepad document filled with all their counterpoints. And if you can pull them off script, they will say, I don't know about that, and they'll go back. Yellow says there's no way he hasn't seen it. People would be sending it to him like crazy. Oh, I promise you, after this Jubilee video, they're sending it to him on Twitter. I promise you they're sending it to him. And I promise you he knew about it beforehand. I promise you.
Do I agree with, let's just say what you said is true. Do I agree with Michael's point on that? Of course the answer is no.
Right, but the question is, what are you going to do about that agreement? So, When it's a family member or a person who lives in your house or something like that, there is something else binding you together, and I can understand recognizing when you will not move somebody's opinion on a topic, and therefore you do not want to fight for that topic anymore. It can be exhausting. But Davey, you're a multi-millionaire. The only connection you have to Michael Knowles is that you're fucking work buddies. Or you're fucking work buddies? I don't know. I don't want to make too many gay jokes. It is June. I don't want to be seen as a bigot. That's for after June. But realistically, if your statements are going to be that your principles would cause you and Michael Knowles to have a problem if he did these things that he has in fact done, and then you don't cause a problem because he's done those things and you have not done anything in regards to it, then nobody ever should listen to anything you say ever again, because none of it matters. Soccer says, to be fair, homophobic gay men do have a disproportionate rate of being gay. Homophobic gay men are disproportionately gay. You are correct. Milo Indianapolis was not the I almost did the thing. It's not X, it's Y. Fuck me running. I hate everything. Rathmuth Anthem, when you want somebody gone and you don't want to wait too long, call the immediate murder professionals. When you want somebody gone and you don't want to wait long, call the immediate murder professionals. Fucking hell. Next month, queers are legally allowed to bite cishets and suck the hormones out of them. I don't want men biting me. It's my testosterone, and I don't want you to have it. Fucking hell. Sir, it's GPT. I'm going to be so scared of my writing being considered AI because I use Rule of 3 a lot. So, Rule of 3 is a writing trend that it is okay to utilize. It is the overabundance of it, it is the overusage of it, that causes me to think something is AI. Shame there's only one season left. All good things must come to an end. Or, you know, it's Pride Month, so maybe they just come. I don't know, man. Dave, I don't think you actually have the principles that you think you do. I don't think you do. I also love that the dude that he was talking with, gay conservative, says homophobia is based. I mean, he didn't quite say that. That's a bit of a hyperbolization of what he said. It's more that what he actually said is that he is okay with all of his homophobic friends around him being homophobic because they give him money. That's what really happened. Jesus Christ. Said, it's my testosterone I want it now. Call 1-877-TEST now. Gotta remember, AI is trained off people. AI talks like that because enough people write like that. It's true. I've had my brain poisoned by Dave Rubin enough. We have one more topic I want to get into. We'll talk about that here in a moment. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.